the news tonight, State Directorate of Sustainable Development Goals marks 10th anniversary. Health experts advise residents to seek medical attention on onset of stroke symptoms. Senate confirms new Chief of Army Staff. In business, LPG marketer sets target to raise Nigeria's annual supply to 6 million metric tons. Good evening and welcome to Delta Television Main News. I am Pauline Okolie. You can also follow our news online on Facebook at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba and on YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website. The State Directorate of Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, has marked the 10th anniversary of the Decade of Action on Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, with a call on stakeholders to strengthen partnerships toward achieving United Nations global goals. The event, held at the Professor Chike Edozian Secretariat in Asaba, had its theme, the roles of critical stakeholders in the implementation of Sustainable Development Goals in line with the MORE agenda. Antonia Mowa reports.
The gathering brought together representatives from government ministries, departments and agencies, civil society groups, and development partners to assess progress and renew commitments towards achieving the 2030 SDG targets. The Director General of the State SDGs, Chief Daniel Iwigwe, highlighted key milestones recorded in the state, including poverty reduction, quality education, access to good health, clean water, and gender equality. Chief Iwigwe also announced the release of the State Counterparts Fund under the Conditional Grant Scheme for the 2024 cycle, covering 40 intervention projects across the 25 local government areas.
As we celebrate this anniversary, we urge all stakeholders to renew their commitment, amplify their efforts, collaborate and partner with the SDGs to leverage resources, expertise and innovations to achieve the SDG as the year 2030 approaches.
The event featured paper presentation by the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Civic Engagement and Civil Society, Mr. Rez Anigoro, who emphasized the importance of multi-sectoral collaboration in achieving SDGs.
I am saying purpose that there's still much work to be done, and we all must now collaborate to strengthen, advance, drive the SDG in the next 5 years, and so that we can say, in Delta State, we fought a good fight of faith.
There was also an interactive section where participants discussed practical ways to scale up community-driven initiatives. Speakers, including the State Head of Service, Dr. Mini Oseji, and the State Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Ejiro Jamani, represented, commended the state government for its sustained commitment, stressing that achieving sustainable development required collective responsibility and continuous engagement. Earlier, the Directorate, led by Chief Iwigwe, visited the Nelson Mandela Garden, where they held a session on climate change with Chief Newton Chibuno and planted trees in commemoration of the anniversary. The celebration reaffirmed the state's government commitment to align local initiatives with global efforts towards building a more prosperous, equitable, and sustainable future for all. Antonia Mowa reporting.
The State Ministry of Environment, in collaboration with Denis Osadebe University and the Fight Against Desert Encroachment (FADE), have organized a botanical and zoological garden fair to promote environmental conservation and biodiversity awareness. The event, held at Denis Osadebe University, Asaba, attracted stakeholders, horticulturists, traditional medicine practitioners and students. Violet Monye has details of the report.
The Botanical and Zoological Garden Fair provided a platform to showcase the state's natural wealth and emphasize the economic value of biodiversity conservation. Speaking at the event, the State Commissioner for Environment, Honorable Jamani Ejiro, represented by the functioning Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Mr. Enone Toju, described the fair as a strategic declaration that the state was ready to unlock the economic potential of its biodiversity for sustainable prosperity. He said the theme, Nature, Trade and the Green Economy, Unlocking Delta State's Biodiversity for Sustainable Prosperity, reflected a shift from mainly protecting biodiversity to harnessing it as an economic asset capable of driving innovation, investment and job creation. Honorable Ejiro added that under the more agenda of Governor Sheriff Oborevwori, the state was advancing ecotourism, green investment, and youth-led innovation where environmental sustainability and economic growth complement each other.
We are at the opening new front lines in 1. Ecotourism and natural heritage development, 2. Sustainable trade in non-timber forest products, 3. Green investments, climate financing and biodiversity, credit markets, finally, road innovation at the intersection of nature and technology.
Also speaking, the head of service, Dr. Minimi Oseji, stressed the importance of establishing botanical and zoological gardens across the state to support environmental conservation and education. She noted that such gardens served as learning centers for plant preservation and biodiversity studies, urging schools and individuals to participate actively in conservation initiatives. Dr. Oseji called for the fair to be held at least twice yearly, adding that sustained partnerships would promote tourism, creativity, and environmental stewardship among Deltans.
This initiative is aimed at educating students and other residents about natural habitats and the species of plants found in selected green spaces in Delta State in order to promote environmental conservation.
Highlights of the events included exhibitions of plants and animals displayed showing the state's rich biodiversity and renewed commitment to a greener, more sustainable future. Violet Moanye reporting.
The Odogwu of Abala Kingdom, Chief Christopher Iwale, has marked his 10th annual Thanksgiving celebration, where he and members of his family received the Eminent Peace Ambassador Award from the International Association of World Peace Advocates, a non-government organization in partnership with the United Nations. Antonia Mowa reports.
Presenting the awards, His Eminence Ambassador Per Steffensen said the recipients, including Mrs. Dorothy Iwale, Mrs. Blessing Iwale, and the Owele of Abala Kingdom, Chief Matthew Okonji, were carefully selected for their dedication to promoting peaceful coexistence and advancing the ideals of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. He explained that the UN Peace Awards were part of our global initiatives aimed at inspiring individuals to live responsibly and contribute to a more peaceful and sustainable world. The country's representatives of the association, Peace Ambassador Chidi Ehuriodo, commended their roles in youth empowerment, education, conflict resolution, and humanitarian outreach within their communities.
It's a high responsibility of promoting peace globally through his wealth, his knowledge, his profession, and everything he has. When the duty calls for peace, he will do it as an activist. So making him a global peace activist. That's what we have done here today.
Among the honoraries, Chief Christopher Iwale received Eminent Peace Ambassador Award, while Mrs. Dorothy Iwale, Mrs. Blessing Iwale, and Chief Matthew Okonji were presented with the certificates of recognition as United Nations Peace Ambassadors. Chief Christopher Iwale expressed gratitude to God for his blessings and appreciation to the United Nations for the recognition.
All the award when I received today, I'm very grateful. The members and honor members when came today to follow me to celebrate this Ubebere annual Thanksgiving 2025. I'm very, very happy with them.
The Owele of Abala Kingdom, Chief Matthew Okonji, pledged to intensify efforts in promoting peace, justice, and social harmony across the state and beyond.
I'm very, very happy that what I've been practicing for years, today I've been awarded a certificate to get along. To be a peacemaker is not easy. I have been a peacemaker, so I'm grateful to God Almighty, because I've been praying for a day like this, that in one day I'll be rewarded for the peace I've been making in my kingdom.
Others who spoke at the event, including the Secretary of the Palace, Mr. Oluchi Ochai, and the Chairman of the State Traditional Medicine Board, Chief Ogbogodo Ogomu, described the recognition as worthy of emulation. Highlights of the celebration included cultural performances by the Azenose Group, the formal decoration of the new peace ambassadors, and the cutting of the Thanksgiving cake. Antonia Mowa reporting.
The Director General of the State's Bureau for Orientation and Communications, Dr. Fred Ogenesiwe, has maintained that there were no classifications of new and old members within the State All Progressives Congress APC, stressing that the party's constitution recognized every registered member equally. Dr. Ogenesiwe gave the assurance while speaking on a radio public affairs program in Asaba, said the APC in the state has grown stronger and we continue to remain united under the leadership of Governor Sheriff Oborowori. He dismissed the assumption that the absence of Senator Vioma Gege at the recent APC stakeholders meeting in Asaba might have indicated cracks within the party. The bureau chief added that the large turnout of political leaders at the recent stakeholders meeting demonstrated the unity and numerical strength of the party in the state, assuring the people that Governor Oborowori remained the father figure and rallying point of the APC in the state. October 29 is marked globally as World Stroke Day. Residents of Asaba have been advised to seek medical attention immediately symptoms of stroke appear. A medical expert acting medical director of the Federal Medical Center FMC Asaba, Dr. Mo Ekedem-Chukwu, gave the advice at a free medical screening for residents. Gloria Utolo reports.
Dr. Ekedem-Chukwu commended the stroke unit of the hospital as well as creating early response.
It's not easy to attend to stroke patients. There's a lot that goes into it. Every minute counts. One of the challenges that we keep facing anytime we have stroke patients is the issue of a patient needs to do a CT scan.
In his remark, the head of the Department of Internal Medicine, Dr. Yusuf Yakub, expressed satisfaction at the active participation of stroke survivors and their families. He commended caregivers for their dedication, acknowledging the challenges they faced and emphasizing the importance of family support in recovery.
You suffer from hypertension or diabetes, or you are obese, too big, or you have been told, for those that just go to the lab and do check their cholesterol, they told you that it's high. You should try to see a doctor so that manage some of these common things. These are the things that lead to stroke.
Dr. Jeffat Mose, who spoke on the need for early recognition of stroke and quick action to save lives, said stroke cases were increasing globally, especially in Africa, due to rising hypertension and poor lifestyle. He urged all to remember the acronym fast, face dropping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, time to go to hospital.
Quick treatment, improve survival and recovery. And what is your goal? Your goal is to ensure that you get to the hospital within 4 hours, 30 minutes for what we call the clot-busting treatment, especially for the blood pipe stroke.
Some stroke survivors shared their experiences, encouraging nurses to continue attending to patients promptly to help save lives. They also reminded fellow patients to take their medication regularly and follow medical advice for quick recovery.
Any emergency case that comes to you, you should please act fast. That will save the life of the patient.
The World Stroke Day is set aside to raise awareness about stroke, its warning signs, and the urgent need for preventive action. Gloria Otolo reporting.
October 29 is marked globally as World Stroke Day and International Day of Care and Support. Both observances draw attention to the importance of preventive health and the critical role of care systems in sustainable societies and economies. This commentary, written by Antonia Moa, highlights the significance of the observances.
The United Nations designated International Day of Care and Support highlights the need to strengthen care and support systems that promote gender equality and inclusive growth. The day calls on governments to invest in resilient care economies, including child care, elder care, public health, and social services as the foundation of every productive society. Across the world, organizations such as the United Nations, UN Women, and the International Labour Organization are hosting events in Geneva and other regions to connect global, regional, and national efforts to improve care systems and protect the rights of caregivers. Coinciding with these observances, World Stroke Day, a campaign dedicated to raising awareness about stroke prevention, early recognition, and treatment. Health experts note that stroke remains one of the leading causes of death and long-term disability worldwide. Yet, most cases are preventable through healthy lifestyles and timely medical attention. In Nigeria, advocacy groups and health agencies are intensifying awareness campaigns on the early warning signs such as facial dropping, arm weakness, and speech difficulty, and urging immediate medical response to save lives. This year's commemoration also emphasizes the need for stronger health policies, rehabilitation support, and community engagement for stroke survivors.
The Senate has confirmed Major General Wahidi Shuaibu as the new Chief of Army Staff with a directive for him to take a bow and assume office immediately. The confirmation followed the screening of President Bola Tinubu's newly appointed chiefs. At plenary, the Senate confirmed Major General Wahidi Shuaibu as Chief of Army Staff barely an hour after approving the appointment of General Lufemi Oluyede as Chief of Defense Staff. The confirmation exercise held at the National Assembly complex in Abuja was conducted under tight security as lawmakers engaged in both open and closed sessions to vet the nominees. Presiding over the session, Senate President Godswill Akpabio said the screening was part of the Senate's constitutional duty to ensure that only the most competent and patriotic officers are entrusted with the nation's security. Senator Akpabio, however, urged restraint in questioning the nominees, explaining that a more detailed interaction would take place during a closed-door session. In a show of confidence, the senator representing Kogi East, Issa Jubrin, vouched for Major General Shuaibu's integrity and professionalism, describing him as a disciplined officer and the right man for the job. The federal government has challenged the 36 states of the Federation to take full responsibility of power generation, transmission, and distribution in their respective domains. Speaking at the Nigeria Energy Leadership Summit held in Lagos, the Minister of Power, Mr. Adebayo Adelabu, said the federal government has realized that centralizing power control from Abuja could not provide sustainable electricity across the country. He explained that the understanding led to the enactment of the Electricity Act of 2023, which devolved regulatory powers to the states and opened up the power sector to subnational and private participation. The Minister of Power, Mr. Adebayo Adelabu, said the call was part of efforts to end Nigeria's long-standing electricity crisis. Mr. Adelabu described the act as a major milestone, noting that it promoted decentralization, competition, and investment across the electricity value chain, from generation to transmission, distribution, and to allied services. The minister emphasized that Nigeria's vast population, expansive geography, and diverse energy needed made it impractical for the federal government alone to guarantee stable power supply. He said President Bola Tinubu's administration was pursuing a comprehensive agenda to reposition the sector for sustainability, efficiency, and growth. Mr. Adelabu urged state governments to take advantage of the new law and develop their own energy markets to complement federal initiatives and deliver reliable power to homes and businesses. The federal government has concluded plans to partner with the World Bank, research institutions, and coastal communities to promote innovation, ensure environmental sustainability, and enhance data-driven planning for fisheries and aquaculture development. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, who disclosed this in Lagos, said efforts were also being directed towards strengthening the cold chain system, promoting value addition through fish processing and packaging, improving access to quality feed and seed, developing functional hatcheries, expanding extension services, and facilitating access to finance for fish farmers and entrepreneurs. In his keynote address during a one-day interactive seminar between stakeholders and regulatory authorities involved in stockfish and seafood import and export trade in Nigeria, organized by the Norwegian Seafood Council and the Norwegian government in Lagos, he said the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy recognized the importance of seafood trade not only as an economic activity, but also as a source of animal protein and a driver of industrial linkages. The House of Representatives has approved the request by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to implement the new external borrowing plan as contained in the 2025 Appropriation Act to refinance maturing Eurobonds and issue a debut sovereign sukuk in the international capital market. The report of the Committee on Loans and Debts was presented to the House for consideration at plenary by the chairman of the committee, Hassan Nalaraba. However, there was a mild drama as the Deputy House Leader, Mr. Abdullahi Ibrahim Halims, who earlier moved for the consideration of the report, also said the report should be stepped down for further consultation. The Speaker was not pleased with the Deputy House Leader, questioning why he should be moving a motion to step down the consideration of the report when he was not fully abreast with the content of the report. The National Pension Commission, PENCOM, has embarked on a nationwide sensitization workshop for employees and pension desk officers across the 6 geopolitical zones. The exercise aimed to deepen public trust, enhance understanding of the contributory pension scheme, and ensure that federal employees and retirees access their benefits without delay. The sensitization workshop was part of PENCOM's ongoing efforts to strengthen the contributory pension scheme and improve service delivery to pensioners and employees across the country. Director General of the Commission, Ms. Omolola Oloworan, explained that the program was designed to build the capacity of stakeholders and offer practical guidance on the 2026 retiree enrollment exercise. She said it will also address the planned one-off enrollment of employees of Treasury-funded MDAs who were entitled to accrued pension rights. Ms. Oloworan disclosed that PENCOM has developed a new and more efficient enrollment application to make the process user-friendly and seamless for all parties involved in the processing and payment of retirement benefits. The Director General said PENCOM has plans to diversify pension asset investments to improve returns, strengthen governance and oversight, and expand coverage to millions of Nigerians in both the formal and informal sectors. She added that the Commission will continue to enhance retiree welfare through initiatives such as health and gratuity buffers. Emphasizing the essence of the sensitization, Ms. Oluwaran said it is not only about reviewing policies, but reaffirming a shared vision of a Nigeria where every worker retires with dignity and every pensioner enjoys peace of mind. She noted that about 10 million Nigerians, including public servants, private sector employees, artisans, and self-employed individuals under the personal pension plan are currently covered under the contributory pension scheme. You're watching Delta Television Main News. Still to come, LPG marketers set targets to raise Nigeria's annual supply to 6 million metric tons. Please stay with us. We'll be back.
If tanker wey carry fuel fall or pipe wey carry fuel for underground burst, wetin you go do? You go begin bath fuel put for your bucket, or you go run comot far for where the fire go soon come. Na only small time you get to take this wise decision. Waka comot, no, that one no dey enough. Shift, no, that one no dey enough. Stay there dey gist and take pictures with your phone. That na madness. Run, yes, run comot. Yes, your life depend on wetin you do. The fire go come at once and you no go fit control am. Why? Petrol dey catch fire easily. Why? Na just small spark go start big fire. So no stay there dey think. Run comot quick to save your life. No throw away your life away because of say you wan pack petrol. Take this advice. This informate
na from Public Enlightenment Office, Delta Broadcasting Service, Asaba.
Welcome you back. You're watching Delta Television Main News. And from the foreign scene, the US and South Korea have reached a broad trade deal, both countries have said following talks between their leaders. South Korea's presidential aide Kim Yong-bum said the two sides will reduce reciprocal tariffs from 25 to 15, as was agreed earlier this year. South Korea will also invest $350 billion in the U.S., including $200 billion in cash investment and $150 billion in shipbuilding, Kim said. U.S. President Donald Trump, who is currently on a week-long trip in Asia, said the deal was pretty much finalized at a dinner following the discussions, which lasted almost 2 hours. He did not give further details. Both sides had played down the prospect of a breakthrough ahead of today's talks, disappointing many in South Korea's electronics chip and auto industries, which had been hoping for some clarity among the tariff cures. President Trump had slapped a tariff rate on Seoul of 25.12% this year, which Lee managed to negotiate down to 15% after Seoul said it would invest $350 billion in the U.S. and buy $100 billion worth of liquefied natural gas. Away from the foreign scene and back home, liquefied petroleum gas marketers have set a target to raise Nigeria's annual LPG supply to 6 million metric tons in the coming years as part of efforts to deepen the use of cleaner energy across the country. The outgoing president of the Nigerian Association of Certified Petroleum Gas Marketers, or LADAPO or Latubosun, disclosed this on Tuesday at the association's 38th annual general meeting in Abuja, where he reviewed the growth of the sector and outlined future goals for the industry. Olatubosun said the country's LPG consumption had grown from about 900,000 metric tons 4 years ago to over 2 million metric tons in 2024, attributing the progress to increased investment, collaboration with government agencies, and rising public acceptance of gas as a domestic energy source. The NAPIGAM president added that with sustained policy support and private sector participation, the association's goal of hitting 6 million metric tons per annum was achievable. Our thought for the day: a person without oppositions is a person without quality. We'll take a look at our highlights before we go. The State Directorate of Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, has marked the 10th anniversary of the Decade of Action on Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, with a call on stakeholders to strengthen partnerships toward achieving the United Nations global goals. The event, held at the Professor Chike Dozin Secretariat, Asaba, had its theme, the roles of critical stakeholders in the implementation of sustainable development goals, in line. As the world marks Stroke Day today, residents of Asaba have been advised to seek medical attention immediately symptoms of stroke appear. A medical expert, acting medical director of the Federal Medical Center, FMC Asaba, Dr. Omo Ekenem Chukwu, gave the advice at a free medical screening for residents. The Senate has confirmed Major General Wahidi Shuaibu as the new Chief of Army Staff, with a directive for him to take a bow and assume office immediately. The confirmation followed the screening of President Bola Tinubu's newly appointed service chiefs. In business, LPG marketers set target to raise Nigeria's annual supply to 6 million metric tons. And that's our news. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website www.dbsasaba.com. Thank you very much for watching. I am Pauline Okoli. Good night.